Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series, and you all did it, Mosh Pit. The Eye Tracker episode is coming up on Sunday. I'm not going to do it tomorrow because I have a batch of episodes I need to record. I don't have the software currently installed and updated, but I will be doing it for this Sunday for the Eye Tracker episode, and then it's just on to the next like streak. So the first like streak hit for the new era. Thank you all very much for making that possible. And here we are at the end of September, which is going to go down as one of the more powerful runs of this year. Definitely had some trolly, Loki-ish, trickster sort of things happening in the beginning of the month. And then there was the very powerful mid-month. And then towards the end here, we've had some kind of middling runs here that weren't too bad, but not too good either. Just kind of that. And of course, we had that insane challenge run that we had on Sunday. Oof. Don't want to do that again anytime soon, but who knows? I mean, that's what Random Run Day is for. Here's your picture of the day, submitted here by According Giraffe 54 on the Invictus subreddit. Top throw was day after the wedding, and then in the thread they said, it's the day after the wedding. We both decided to watch some Invicta. That's dedication, man. I cannot. I mean, what more can you say? There's people who do videos on YouTube that would love to even have a smidgen of that level of dedication. So congratulations to both of you, According Giraffe, and your significant other. And thank you. I'm honored. I'm very, very humbled by that. Oh man, see, there's gonna be 7 Papa Echo 3 Charlie Yankee 9 Quebec. We've got quite the forehead here on Eden. Everybody with the Egghead. We also have Kamikaze, which of course we will not be using unless we get some kind of explosion immunity, which would be cool. I wouldn't mind it. We'll go out with a bang here on the end of September. And yeah, we'll have to hopefully someone in the mosh pit is keeping track of like what day we do a roundup of. Usually it's the last day of the month, where we kind of assign like an identity, a grade, or whatever have you for the end of the month, and rank them at the end of the year. I think that would be fun. This champion Mulligan is just causing us all kinds of issues. That was a super jump, by the way. I don't think I didn't see that game. Starting off at 3 cents here. Our damage is very good. Tiers are right on point. Our movement speed is awful. Shot speed's great. It's actually a little bit too high, and we also have 5.83 range, which is not very good. But what is very good is Parasitoid, the tier effect that we just picked up. Not only does it count towards Beelzebub, I think it does. But that being aside, as you see right there, it spawns these egg tiers, which whenever they come in contact with an enemy, they will spawn either a spider or a fly. It's very, very, very effective for taking out early game enemies. It scales very nicely going into the late game whenever you have damage ups. And overall, Parasitoid is just one of those undersung tier effects that not a lot of people really bring into the discussion in terms of the most powerful and best tier effects in the game. But it still warrants a discussion just because of how game-changing it can be if your damage is high enough. That's if your base damage is high enough. We get a lot of money here. Good lord. We can go back and actually pick up the blue map, even though I know that the Super Secret Room is here. And yep. So unfortunately, we don't have enough HP to use those red hearts. Although now that I think about it, though, how many were in there? We may, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. We may play the Sacrum Shuffle. This could be interesting here if we get an HP upgrade. And I somehow knew this was going to be a Chaos card. I don't know what was telling me in my brain that this is most likely a Chaos card here, but we can use it on the first floor boss unless it's a taunt, and then we have to wait for him to go on the wall. But let's see what we get here. It's going to be Ragman. Ragman. He's a dead man. And we don't get an HP upgrade. All right. Well, yeah, we can't play it. So good first start. And Curse the Blind on our Devil Deal. September is not letting us go that easily off into that distant sunset on the shore of the beach of some Bermudian beach that I wish I was at right now. I actually don't. It's pretty hot on the beach. I don't know if any of you have ever been on the beach. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Beach is pretty hot most of the day. Even in Bermuda, where the temperatures are, it's tropical paradise, it still can get pretty hot with all that light reflecting off the sand. Yeah, D1's fine. I figured screw it, why not? This is going to be a dead end over to the right, so I'm going to go over to the west. How do I know it's a dead end? I'm just kind of spitballing here. I'm assuming that it is. Obviously, we Curse the Blind. We have no clue exactly what items we're going to be taking out of our Devil Deal. If there's a 1-heart Devil Deal, I'll begrudgingly just take it, only because I want to lock in that Devil Deal instead of going for a blind. You know, it's not that blind angel deals are bad. Just it's that you always want to curve. You want to err towards offense in these situations, and that I think is the prevailing strategy that a lot of people say. We actually got schmooved upon there by that spider. I don't know if you saw that. That was very, very, very quick. But Egghead actually stopped us from taking damage there. You'll see a very brief little blue flash on Isaac, and that was Egghead negating that damage from the schmoove of that spider. So lucky there, even with our negative luck. Yeah, you're just seeing here Parasitoid just tear up Limehorn. We continue to plow through here on the second floor. People have been asking where are the questions of the episodes. The questions of the episodes are coming back next week. I decided to take I took a little bit of a break from the comment section. It was getting a little too rowdy for me, and it was just kind of bumming me out to see you know the usual stuff happening. But overall, I've been just kind of busy. Oh wow, okay, we'll take Empty Vessel here. It was a 2-heart deal, or it was a 1-heart deal. I'm just gonna live with that. I will go back and grab this key and golden chest though. But yeah, so that's the reason why I've been sticking out of the comments for most of this time here and not doing the question of the episode, just because they were getting really negative for a big string of weeks there in September. But yeah, new month, new comment section. And another Curse of the Blind. Okay. So we know we're already seeing the pattern here. We talked about pattern recognition a couple days ago, and this is it. Back-to-back Curse of the Blind on a very decent start now is a clear tell that something is afoot, and we've got the shoes on the wrong feet. So start asking your questions, everybody, and I will start putting them out there again every single episode, as long as we get good ones and upvotes and that kind of good stuff. And apologies to everyone who's been asking questions of the episodes in the comments section. I didn't want to make an announcement or a big deal that I was just going to be taking a sort of a break from in there just for a little bit of mental clarity sake. And yeah, if you had any upvoted questions, please post them in the comments, and yeah, the most upvoted ones will get read and answered, possibly on the next video. No, not always. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes it's a repeat question, or a question that people have just asked over and over and over again, hence the repeat, or one that's just not relevant to Isaac. Wow, that hollow just followed us all the way up there, huh? We get the soul heart back, and all right. If it's gonna be blind items, we might as well be Devil Deal items. So we don't get a curse this time. We're leaving it with the Satanic Bible. And yes, you could definitely make an argument that we could have gone through that last level and explored and gotten a full charge and stuff, but no. I want to get to the good stuff. I want to get to actually starting picking up items. And obviously we have the option to pick up blind items, and a lot of people do not agree with me on my blind items rule that I've set for over a decade now. And that's fine. People disagree with me over stuff on Isaac, and it's all gravy, baby. I don't get upset about it. Some people get upset about it. But I think that it's more fun to just say, okay, this floor is a wash. I want to get to where I can take an item and start really affecting our build. Sometimes I will just arbitrarily just start taking blind items though, especially if we just need. Oh wow, I'm an idiot. I'm sitting here monologuing here, not paying attention. We got to lock in here. It's Tuesday. Fresh month coming up tomorrow in October. We got the fall happening. Temperature's starting to creep up outside again though, which I'm not happy about. It was like 91 today. But yeah, I think that for me, I enjoy the game more whenever it's like screw this floor, I'm just going to the next one. And not everybody likes that attitude, and I get it. But I also enjoy having fun, and you know, if you want to if you want a game that is a quintessential example of that, look no further than Megabonk. The game is doing absolute numbers. Obviously, we had an episode today, and I will continue to put out episodes for that game just because I am having so much fun in it, and the mosh pit's enjoying it. Since today's episode aired, there has been an update on the concurrent number of players. Can we just get one charge, please? There's been an update on the number of concurrents on Megabonk, and it went over 82,000 over the weekend. That is insane for an indie game, man. Like, that is bonkers. No pun intended. I mean, I really didn't mean a pun there. That is bonkers, though. I don't remember if we actually used the Satanic Bible or not on this floor. I don't think we did. Let's go beat let's go beat Polycephalus first. And the game is just pure fun. There is a level of frustration whenever you get insta-gibbed or the physics freak out or whatever, but that's pretty much any indie game that you're going to see. Even AAA games have that problem as well. But the game is so much fun and so enjoyable and so watchable as well that I think that it's very easy to overlook some of the slight negatives in the game. As we do get a range upgrade, so we didn't use the Satanic Bible because that would have cost us some HP for us to get, and now we can go back and pick up that full charge finally. We might play this Judgment, maybe not. Depends on if we get an HP upgrade or not here from, if we can get that Soul Heart back, that'd be nice. I'm always a little bit hesitant to use the Satanic Bible because obviously it takes the place of your boss item, and it's not necessarily all that useful. The devil card here. I could bomb this for a Soul Heart, but yeah, I think we'll just wait. We could go in the Curse Room. Yeah, it's going to cost us half price. We're way ahead of Boss Rush right now. Catacombs too. Yeah, we're flying. But I think that there's always going to be give and get when it comes to the Satanic Bible. Oh, Lazarus is interesting. I don't trust myself holding on to it, though, as we've seen many times before where I'll fat finger our consumable key, and then you don't want to do that with the Soul Lazarus because that will kill Isaac. So we'll just head on down to the next floor, and let's hope that we get some kind of stat upgrade here going on to Steps 1. But with so many things that I've been enjoying in Megabonk, it really draws some parallels to stuff that I wish Isaac had. As I talked about in yesterday's episode, maybe the challenge episode, where I discussed, having options to be able to pick and choose items for our build. That's something that I've always wanted in Isaac that we've never ever had. Double card. Obviously, if you have options, the item itself that you can get, obviously. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real decisions, like which stats do I want to build? Do I want to build HP? Do I want to build shot speed? Do I want to build damage? Do I want to go for luck? That sort of thing. And I think that would really bring a new dimension to Isaac. Hopefully Isaac 2 has some kind of system like that, that's sort of Dead Cells-y, like, okay, we're going to go for a tech build, or we're going to go for a dex build, or whatever. I don't remember the stats in Dead Cells. I just remember that's the quintessential one that I think about. And I think that makes for a more interesting variety of content. It makes for a variety of different runs that you can get. Like there's a character in Megabonk, for example, that operates off of poison, and not traditionally supposed to be a tanky character anyway. But there's also an item that you can unlock later on called Toxic Barrel, and that allows you to dish out poison damage, like release poison clouds anytime you take damage. So on this particular character, I was like, okay, well, let's try to make a fun tank build. Who knows? Maybe I can build him with a lot of thorns. Maybe I can build him with a lot of armor. Give him give him the aura, which is the Giga Chad or Mega Chad's weapon, and then from there, we just make him into an ultra tank, and that turned out to be one of the more powerful runs that I've ever had in Megabonk. I was nay unkillable. Now the only reason why I did die was because on the final wave, I got to like 4 minutes, and they just pressed me against a corner, and I could not move, and eventually just got overrun and worn out, as they do scale with time. But that's the kind of thing that I would love to see in Isaac. Not necessarily a Vampire Survivors-esque type game, but elements of that, I think, to evolve the game and really change change up the formula when it comes to how Isaac is played and balanced and everything. I think that would be good for the game. Now, we're never going to see that, obviously, in Afterbirth or in Repentance Plus, but I'm hoping something like that will happen for Isaac 2. I would not want like an Isaac Vampire Survivors. I think that would be just kind of lame. And plus, there's also a mod for that, which we did actually cover on the channel. But I would like to see some new ideas, some fresh ideas brought to Isaac like that, where the player has more control over the stats, where we don't have to be stuck with, well, I guess we're just going to get our 5th HP upgrade over and over again. Instead, we could be like, yeah, we need some tiers. Let's get some tiers, you know. And I've always thought that if Isaac was like that, it would be even more interesting than it is already, which of course it is an interesting game. It's very varied. Shade is just kind of whatever. Because of all the insane amount of items, and of course if you're dealing with conservative players like me, where the focus is just purely on winning, just win, then obviously the amount of selection that we get kind of narrows down a whole lot. In terms of what items that I'm willing to tolerate, which ones I'm able to take a gamble on, that sort of thing. So, but obviously, if you're not worried about that, then there's you can open up for a variety of different builds. And eventually, I will start just doing that. It's something that I've thought about a lot. And somebody said that in a way the win streak counter, the implementation of that, no matter what that number is, was one of the worst things that could have happened, at least for my channel, because it does force me to play in a very safe way when all I want to do is win more so than coming up with these flashy, crazy builds or these really thought out, like risky builds, I guess. Like holding on to Kamikaze and hoping we get Pyromaniac or we get Host Hat or something. Like that would be cool to be able to hold on to that and say, but the chances of that happening are very, very low and usually just don't end up working out like that. And you're just making the game almost impossible on yourself for that kind of level of stuff. So, and to a degree, I do subscribe a little bit to that feeling. I think that no, we don't take pills, don't take blind items. We play a very restricted type of safe play here in Isaac, which is just a formula that wins. I mean, that is the winning formula. How do you win in Isaac? You play like this. Now, obviously, you can still win if you take pills, if you go for blind items, if you love Tainted Cane, whatever. It comes down to individual skill level as well. But I enjoy playing Isaac, kind of by the book that I've written for the game over the last however many years it's been now, 14 years, 13 years, something like that. And that's what keeps it enjoyable still for me. And not everyone will like that approach, but as long as I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself playing this game each and every day, I'll never stop covering it. It's just too much fun for me to go in, smash the game's teeth in, treat it like it's a one-on-one versus this mythical sort of sentient being of a game, and yeah, try to make a competition out of it. So we have a holy card here. Obviously, we want to get boss rush because we need something here other than range. I mean, I'm glad that we got a range upgrade because we definitely needed it. But let's get something juicier here. And obviously, we're not going to get a boss item because it's steps 2. We have Satanic Bible. We also have Card Against Humanity, which is a possible lead for us to get a little bit of a boost in stats here. Hopefully, we get. I mean, PH Dizzle wouldn't be terrible. Reverse Death card. Got to find that big room. Also got to find, of course, the Fool card, which we don't. Wait, did we? No, I had an Emperor card. I thought I took that Stars card away with me. Or did I? And I just sat it down. It's possible I just sat it down. I've been so wrapped up with the physical therapy and just getting back. Oh no, that's right. just getting back to the swing of things to do more physical activity, and it's been nice. I mean, my body is kind of happy whenever I'm working out and doing these things, even if it is just stretching. A lot of people in the mosh pit chiming in about the stretches and the reason they exist, which I mean I understand. I know why we have to stretch. It's just something I've just never ever wanted to do because I just hate it. And you know me. If there's something I don't want to do, I just simply don't do it. That's just how I am, and I think that's also a product of being a Taurus. I think that we're just kind of ultra stubborn. If you didn't know what my sign was by now, then well, you probably haven't been watching that long. It's gonna be all the way down the south, isn't it? Yep. Use glitter bombs here because there's literally no reason for us to be in there and waste another minute and a half just trying to get out of there. We still need to find the Fool card though, and I'm hoping that we just find a random teleport card there. It's a High Priestess. Okay, so we have a big room coming up, and I'm gonna try to expedite this a little bit here. This is a really inefficient room to use the Card Against Humanity card. If our aim is to get as much money and possible HP as possible, then this ain't it. It's still a big room, and if there's nothing bigger, then then we can go with it. But we can use the Reverse Death card here. It is going to give us the Book of the Dead effect. So everything that died in that room, we just simply will double Emperor. Okay, well, we're still missing the item room. We're still missing the shop. We're still missing the Fool card as we get the Sun card here. And with our movement speed being 0.88, we got to book it. Now we could, thanks to us having starter deck, which is going to allow us to have those double the double card slots, we could use one of our Emperor cards after finding the Fool card, and that would save us a lot of time. I think we're going to have to do that as we lose our Holy Mantle there. And that's pretty much the only way that we have a chance of making Boss Rush now. Get a champion Chubb here, which is going to slow us down quite a bit. Chubb, you need to chill out, girl. You're up here. I need you to come right back down here a little bit. You're a little too uppity. All right, so there's the Fool card, and I am just going to rip the Emperor card now. Because we have the other Emperor card, I don't mind doing this. Boss Rush is more important right now than getting a quick boss on another floor. But we got to hurry, though. I mean, our DPS is not great, and trying to make this in under a minute is still going to be challenging. I'm hoping our Boney can at least do a little bit of damage here. Doing a good job. Tossing the bones. We could just Blackheart bomb everything, too, and even then, I don't know, man. Under a minute, we're only halfway there. This is where having a Tears upgrade would have been hugely beneficial to Parasitoid. We're kind of working off of some poverty stats right now. That was a great save by Empty Vessel. Absolutely, we're gonna get smashed there by that foot. Okay. Let's just try to get out of this alive here, I guess, game. Any day, Mom. Any day. Any day. Any day, Mom. Any day, Mom. Thank you. Good Lord, man. That was way closer than it should have been. And there's a Mom hand in the Devil Deal. We're gonna miss Boss Rush. That is unreal, man. That is unreal. Wow, game. Wow. That is absolutely positively unreal. I have never seen a delayed animation like that. The mom foot just didn't come down for a solid 7-8 seconds or so. And then for them to deny us the devil or the Boss Rush by spawning a Mom hand in the Devil Deal of all things, that's... I mean, you can't script this stuff. You really can't. As much as people love to say that, oh, these runs are scripted. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I got to do a better job of my scripts, I guess. I think I'm doing it wrong. I'm in shock. I cannot believe that the game did that to us. So here we are, looking for the petrified poop, and the way that this run's been going, I can pretty much tell you right now, we're not going to see it. This is a pretty much almost perfect room for this play. But after double curse the blind and then that instance of what just happened there, I am fully expecting not to see it here. Let's put it this way, I'll be more surprised if we see petrified poop than if we don't. As we are desperate for some stats here. I mean, anything. If I'm hoping that we get petrified poop and we get enough money to buy stuff out of the member shop. But if we don't get petrified poop here, you can't say I didn't call it. A little bit of a nickel drop there. Trying to shoot right between the poop piles just to sort of expedite this. Now that we're not on a time, now that we're not on a time limit or anything. But yeah, we'll be doing the eye tracker episode on Sunday in lieu of the challenge run, as we've got some updates coming up for the randomizer app. And you know, and people were very quick to point out that once again we get a character that hard counters the challenge, and I promise you, I actually did get it. It's totally random. I believe that that Bryn Mawr also posted on that video explaining that it literally is just totally random. We've been getting absurdly lucky with having a character that can easily, not easily, but at least be more well equipped of taking down the challenge that the randomizer gives us. But the challenges and the handicaps, they are not tied in any way to the character. And you know, and it's still made. That's the thing that I don't understand, that people were kind of belly aching about. It's like it still was a hard run. You know, yeah, if you have Let Me Get Down, it gives you a nice advantage because you can summon up the wisp whenever you want to, either by way of bursts like I did at the end of that fight, or just doing it just kind of like a slow drip feed of items. You can do that, but it's still, the game still removes it from you if you lose the wisps. Like, it wasn't the end all be all. It was not a guarantee that we were going to get through that challenge. And that's the thing that really confuses me sometimes in the comment section when people are like, oh, I wish this was a different character. It's like, dude, it's totally random, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's absolutely coded to be 100% random and isolated. We're just getting lucky with these character selections. And they're a lot of fun. I do look forward to every single Sunday because I just don't know what's going to happen. And then after all that, we can still make boss rush because Mama Mega. That's peak right there. I almost don't even want to take Mama Mega here. And I wish I could drop the Satanic Bible outside so I don't blow up the donation machine. Oh, whatever. So let's see if after all of that, after what the game put us through, after all that, was it worth it for us? Would have it been worth it to get into boss rush? Care about the dime, obviously, because just don't need any more money. That would have been nice to have after using the Card Against Humanity. You find a crawl space here and infamy. Yeah, I enjoy the challenge runs. The random run day, you know, it's not everyone who doesn't like them. You know, I think that with everything that happens on the channel, it's a matter of trying to please as many people as possible, but knowing that not everyone's going to be happy, and that's just any walk of life. And I don't obsess over doing that. I want to make sure that A, I'm having fun, and B, it's fun for people to watch. And then if it's not, then something's wrong. And then that's up to it's literally my job to figure it out and sort of parse what's what people are liking, what people aren't liking. Which is why I like the new like streak goal as well, because it allows me to experiment with ideas that something that sounds like fun to me, maybe it may not be as fun to other people as it is in my head to do. Yeah, this is definitely worth it, but unfortunately we're going to have to use an Emperor card to get out of here, or we stomach doing boss rush for Capricorn. I mean, we are so desperate for stats right now. I'm just going to skip it. No. You all know I treat Emperor cards like gold, but that ain't it, Chief. Not with these stats. Not only would that be dangerous, it would also be a very, very long, drawn-out fight. And again, one of the rule of thumbs that I've always had is that the longer you're inside of a fight in Isaac. Where did that Boban even come from? I didn't see them. The longer you're in a room, the more chances you're going to get hit. It's going to happen, and you're just seeing that as an example right here, as we've gotten tuned up twice now so far. I'm trying to not use this chariot card, and we just keep getting hit. I get stuck on the corner, and yeah, that's how quick it can go. So this is a room that I will not be participating in. Thank you, Infamy. It's gonna be one of those one-way secret rooms. Yep. Capricorn did give us an all stats up. A very good one, but it's just a drop in the bucket for the amount of stats that we need to catch up here in this run. It's a real shame. Oh, thank you, Curse the Maze. It's a real shame that that we didn't get any tiers upgrades up until now. It's a real shame that we didn't get any tiers upgrades up until now to let Parasitoid kind of flourish and really carry this run. It thrives off of having that high tiers rate. It's a real shame that we didn't get any tiers upgrades to really let Parasitoid kind of flourish and carry this run, as it does kind of thrive off of and work off of a high tiers rate, so you can get that proc rate, which sort of supersedes your luck rating, because if you're just firing that many tiers out at once, you're able just to get more and more spiders and more flies, increase your DPS, and therefore make it for a safer room and a safer run in general. But I guess we're not going to. We're just not going to play those cards today, September. We got to go out with. I mean, we are going out with a bang here so far, and thank goodness that we have the Satanic Bible, and we found another dead end. All right. This is a culmination of September without the power. We do not have the power in this run, as Curse the Maze continues to troll the hell out of us. I have to use this. I mean, we were going to get hit for multiple hits here. Remember, we don't have polar invincibility right now, and we still got hit anyway. Woo! Surprised they lasted through the first Brimstone Beam. The Yave there. I was hoping that we would get one room without clown physics, but nope. Game made sure that we had at least one of those. Like how this eye laser is being blocked. Yep. This run's very quickly getting away from us. Our lack of movement speed is literally killing us right now. And being on tilt also is not helping. And then we get to fight Bloat here. And I cannot think of a worse boss to be fighting right now with this movement speed. He is getting some pretty generous hitboxes here, I gotta say. This is like watching the Eagles and Bucks game with the refs. I mean, Dark Prince's Crown, I don't know if we're going to get back to 1 heart. It would up our DPS, but then we'd only be sitting at 2 HP, 2.5 HP. And I'm sorry, it's not enough. Have a long way to go on this floor, it looks like, and it's not good. These long floors and these extended fights that you're seeing here, they're just producing more and more HP that we're losing. And if we're not careful, I mean, this run could very easily just get away. Petrified Poop, you're failing me here. If you're going to take 2 keys, at least give me a heart. No? Okay. This room, we're pretty much guaranteed to take a hit in because we do not have the tears rate or damage to get through this. You can only dodge the lasers so many times before they just lock in on you, and then that's just it. And again, with this sub 1 movement speed here in the late game stages, it's only a matter of time. Fishtail now, I don't know if Fishtail works with Parasitoid. I think it does. I hope it does. Because right now we need anything, and I mean anything that can help boost our offense. Yeah, so it looks like it is proccing extra flies for us, which is good. Great save there by Infamy again. Spiders, look, you gotta lock in these targets here. You're dancing around them. Cursed Skull is cursed bad here. We wouldn't be able to utilize it anyway. Yeah, so Parasitoid helping us out. You see that little white pool of creep underneath Parasitoid tears. Those will also slow down enemies. It's kind of like the Spider Bite effect, and it's very, very useful for crowd control. And it's just stopping anything that's coming after Isaac. Dude. This game's trying me, man. And another save by Infamy. These rooms that we're getting are really, really bad for what we've got. Another save by Infamy thanks to that spider who got a little too excited. Now, if you're wondering why we didn't take Succubus in that one devil deal in Depths 2 is because we just didn't have the HP for it. Succubus would have definitely helped us out, but again, you gotta look into... You can't go off of hindsight and say, well, you would have had this if you just taken this. This wouldn't have been happening, blah, blah, blah. Again, you got to put it in perspective of what was going on at the time. What was our HP at? Were we going to expect to make boss rush? Were we going to fight? Do we still have to fight the boss? Was there a mini boss that we needed to go kill? Do we need to go to a challenge room? All that kind of stuff factors into decisions about taking and not taking items sometimes. And in this case, I don't feel comfortable with us not having enough HP just to take Succubus, which is not a game. I'm sorry. I like Succubus, but she is not a game. She's not a run defining item. She definitely helps. She definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. But if I'm going to risk my life in Isaac for an item to try to carry us over that edge, I'm going to make sure that that item is good enough to do so. And Succubus is just not it. Again, she's a great item. No downsides to it. She just is not it. She's a support character. She's a wide receiver to a quarterback need. We're really trying to clutch up here. That card did very minimal damage to it lives. Okay, so we do get our devil deal. We have to hope that we get something for stats in here. I guess we do. We get damage, which again is going to help us out with our that is going to help us out with our the damage of Parasitoid, but yeah, this has not been a stellar affair stats wise. Another curse. And now we have no bombs, so I can't bomb my way out of rooms that I don't want to be in or don't wish to be in. Like dangerous rooms or annoying rooms. This being one of them, especially knowing that it's a dead end. Normally I would say the secret room is to the south of here. This is a very high percentage wall, but obviously thanks to the blue map we know it's not. And I think it's very easy to go without saying that if we didn't have the Satanic Bible on this run, we were absolutely cooked. Because we are not, I mean, there's minimal tinted rocks. We've got no random HP ups or Eternal Hearts with the exception of one. And Satanic Bible really coming in clutch here. Get to another dead end. Bomb would be nice. If for anything else other than just to get a couple of soul hearts out of those red chests, or maybe even a guppy item. We did have a guppy item on this run at one point, remember? It's a funny game. If you didn't know what just happened there, the game dropped a bomb inside of the middle of the unreachable fires. That room. Isn't it amazing how that stuff always happens in Isaac? Some little happenstance coincidence like, oh, hey, we need a bomb. And then the game just kind of does that. Isn't that incredible how that always manages to continue to happen over and over and over again in these runs? It's nuts, right? Like it defies logic and reason that the perfect counter scenario would happen in these situations. Just for the effect of like comedy or whatever have you. And we cannot even reliably get out of this room here, as we have to wait for the mini haunts to pick up the pots in order for us to hit the deacons. Which they're programmed to go after that first. We just can't use we need a bomb here for anything. Or a tinted rock, I hope, or a group of blue fires, or we can even go back to those red chests that I was talking about. This is an in the room D20. A judgment card here. Would have been nice to have gotten another HP upgrade, and we found another dead end. Yeah, I'm going to be experimenting with the Mega Bonk release windows. Obviously today's, yesterday's episode. Yeah, yesterday's episode. Came out before the Isaac episode on Monday. And I'm going to... This also kind of goes back into what we were talking about with Mugenics as well, is just having a set time that works for most people. Again, not all, but most people. And from what people have been telling me and showing me from eugenics is that they've been saying that the window doesn't really matter to them for the most part. And I saw equal amount of people saying the earlier window would be nice or the later window would be nice as well. Maybe a slight edge to the earlier time slot. So that's why I'm experimenting with that one. But the goal is to not have it overrun with Isaac's. How did that not open? Oh, that's right. We're not next to the secret room. The goal is to not have it override with the overlap with the Isaac time slot. And we're just gonna keep on being in this room. Now, I know the game wants me to leave this room and just go to the next one, but I also know that with Curse the Maze, it's gonna just give us this room again. So they might be wondering, why am I coming back here after I just got done talking about how more rooms equals more chances of damage? It's because I wanted to get into the secret room, and at this point I'm determined to, no matter how many times Curse the Maze tries to get me away from it. Yeah, that's just me being me. Our second greed fight of the floor. I think that part of the entertainment factor for people who still watch these videos is just the people who love to see the train wreck. How badly can the game troll Sinvicta today? Because we see some things that happen in these runs that are just defy all logic and reason. And it's quite entertaining stuff to watch, I'm sure. A nickel that we probably won't use anything for, and that is one big freaking cathedral. Almost swore there for a second. This is one of the biggest cathedrals I think I've ever seen. Ever. That's a void-sized cathedral right there. I mean, I know we're late game, but that ain't a cathedral. That's a whole freaking settlement. I'm shocked that we didn't take damage from any of these random spiders and flies hitting one of those bomb flies. Really, truly shocked. I was fully expecting to get popped there. I'm glad that we didn't, obviously, but yeah, I was ready and prepared. Dark Matter's upgrade for our damage, definitely making its presence felt here with these hits from the spiders and flies. And they are very good at taking down the angel fetuses in the Isaac fight, which is good. I mean, Parasitoid is good. Like, it is just good. It is absolutely a tier effect that if you get the right amount of procs for it, it can absolutely carry you through a run. You get a little bit of extra support there with like a supporting cast of Hive Mind, Fishtail, you know, or even just like Jar of Flies or something like that, where you can supplement those, or even if you want to go even further than that, Compost. You know, having those supportive items and synergies there with Parasitoid, it just makes it that much more powerful and potent as a hard carrier. Bomb did like no damage to Isaac. Hey, look at that. We get another soul heart here. I'm not going to pick up that mini charge though, because we're going to get a charge after this fight's over. Eventually. There we go. Oh boy. One more floor to go on this run. I was really excited to see the start of this run too, with us with us starting off with Parasitoid. Thought, man, we were going to absolutely smash this run. And yeah, then Isaac stats happened. Well, really, it was 2 Curse the Blinds that did us in. Controlled by the placement of the super secret room here. Now this is why any fear effect is always a risk. You're seeing how incredibly weird that Mega Fatty's acting right now with these leaps and the quick animations, the even quicker animations than usual. All that stuff is because of the fear shots. And it's just a risk that you have to sort of understand that you're getting into whenever you take anything that fears. I think the game is actually allergic to spawning items in our secret rooms on this run. We can't even get a chest. Just all greed. Oops, all greed. Okay. Thank you, Spider. We at least have access to the super secret room, if we're even going the right way. At this point, I don't even know. This map is curving upward instead of downward, so who knows? They just got to survive one room at a time. This is just one of those runs. And September wants to leave on a little bit of a sour note, I would say. Kind of like tying in football, you know? Kind of like you don't really leave there feeling like you won or you lost. It's just kind of like, well, that was a thing that occurred in our life, and we will never remember it other than for what it was, which was just a thing that occurred in our life. That's kind of how this run is shaping out to be. I gotta say, hats off. MVP goes to Infamy with how many hits that it's mitigated for us in a very, very bad situation stats wise is truly remarkable. This Pestilence is really trying to show off for the crowd here. We get it. You got a YouTube channel. We get it. You want a clip farm. And never trust a charging enemy with fear. Any charging enemy or any enemy that spawns another enemy with fear, just or even concussion, and we just cannot stop taking damage in these rooms. And hooking us up a little bit, and this is going to be a limp across the finish line if we get there. And Bumbo, you see what Fear is doing there to Bumbo's pathing and his attacking. And all these hits are the direct result of us not having enough movement speed to deal with the late game enemies, late game attacks, the late game layouts of the rooms. You know, even though this is a blank room, it's what you all build towards is the end game in Isaac. Go through the chest or the dark chest and just try to suffer your way and hope that you have enough stats to make it across the finish line, or at least enough personal skill anyway. And Infamy's blocking another attempted flex shot that the game is throwing at us. Wow, what a marathon of a run this turned out to be. And really, it's a really shame that we didn't get enough complimentary support there for Parasitoid. We really should have had a much more powerful run. But, you know, it is what it is. The items give you what the game gives you. And it's your job to work through it and not hit this fool card and just hope that you got enough to make it across the goal line, which we are going to do after a very, very long and rough road to get here. And trolley road as well. Can't forget the trolliness. That was some major Mama Mega trollage there, and then for us not to get the boss rush before the Mama Mega thing happened that was the icing on the cake. It just like when those scenarios happen, I just sit here and just shake my head like, of course, you know, it's always a new adventure in the Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for supporting the Mega Bonk videos as well. I'm looking forward to putting out more content for that. And showing off all the characters at least once, and then, you know, who knows, maybe, hopefully beating the Tier 3 in the desert. So if you haven't checked out the Mega Bonk videos yet, please go do so. It has a lot of overlap with Isaac, but also if you're just a fan of the Survivors genre, it's probably the best thing that's around right now. And, you know, if you're looking for a more fun version, or at least a more memey version of Risk of Rain that doesn't take itself too seriously, but it can still be absolutely broken, and a ton of fun, then check out Mega Bonk. I definitely give it my full endorsement and full thumbs up. I don't know how I can get a half thumbs up. I'm done with this. You can go now. Thank you. So thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for this run. Hopefully tomorrow's is better. Hopefully October starts off with a bang here. And again, thank you for hitting the like streak goal. I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to pages of mine like FaZe David, Mark J. Cameron, and Biggie J Man. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.